Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of November, right through the end of December 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first, and then the rest of the cards, of course, to see what is going on for you over the next coming weeks and months regarding your career and money situation. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What do they need to be aware of right now? Can you please show them the way regarding their career and their finances? What do they need to be aware of? Well, first off, in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing a reading, I'm actually seeing an airplane. Okay, now this can indicate things will be taking off for you, but perhaps there is some sort of movement. Either you're working really hard in order to take a break, or it can be that there is some movement and improvement going on in your industry or in your personal circumstances. There may even be a relocation, a refurb or something going on there. I mean, for some of you, it's that you want to work in the travel industry, or you do already, but I feel the airplane is often symbolic for me to indicate that things are about to take off for you, and that, you know, you're focused on your destination, your direction of where you want to take things to next, leveling up in your industry. So we have the Temperance energy, that's the Sagittarius card, of course, and we have the World energy. So a lot of you, there is this energy of checking in with your sense of purpose. The World, of course, is you being very productive, focused on your goals, your dreams. But as I said, I was getting this energy of destination point. These are your cards there as well, a lot of cards. But the World is like you checking in with where you want to take things to in your career. What is your goal? I mean, your 12th house is going to influence you to focus on your goals and your dreams. And there's definitely a rare opportunity coming in here for you that I'll tap into a little bit more. We also have the Death card energy, the Hermit, the Empress, and the Star. So this is your outcome energy. This is very exciting. A lot of you, if you're not running your own business, I definitely see a lot of you doing that or orchestrating steps in order to make that happen for you. But ultimately, no matter what you do, this is you shining in your industry, really being appreciated for your skill set. There's some sort of wish or something you're aligning with right now that is connected to abundance, that matches your skill set. The Hermit can indicate it's an opportunity where there's a standalone position. You're going to have a lot of brainstorming power where you are inspired, shall we say, and taking things to the next level in your industry. I mean, if you're someone who works for yourself already, this could be a period where you're promoting yourself, getting yourself out there, you know, whether that's through online endeavors, social media platforms, whether it is like upgrading your website or your business cards, or, you know, revamping in some way. I definitely see with this Star energy, no matter who you are, this is a card of appreciation, a renewal of hope, a lot of clarity as to where you want to take things to next in your industry, but also being in the spotlight for success, okay? Having a lot of clarity and your hopes and dreams, you can see the potential. You can start to see something coming in for you that you're like, okay, things are now starting to bubble up. Things are happening. Okay, so let's start with your first card. The Temperance card, it's a very measured pace over the next coming weeks. I mean, I feel like you're being very methodical and practical. You've got stuff to do, right? And of course, your sixth house is influencing you at this moment in time, which means you're focused on your tasks, responsibilities, and you're in the flow of what needs to get done. So you're definitely very organized, structured, productive, and serious about planning what you need to do. The Temperance card always asks you to connect to your sense of purpose, to blend your skills, your energies. You're a very gifted person. You have the Empress energy there and the Star. So if you're someone who wants to be famous, for example, for whatever it is that you do, or be well known, I definitely see that there is an opportunity coming in to catapult you into the view of others. So if you work for a company on a more localized scale, it can be that your reputation is going to increase over the next coming weeks. You're really being seen for your skill set and your work ethic there. But also if you're on social media, you're an influencer, because the Empress is there, it can indicate that more people are attracted to what you have to say, more traction to your accounts or whatever it is that you do there with that Empress. And of course the Star energy, this is you being seen. A lot of you, this is a period, if you work for a company, where you could actually be having an appraisal or a conversation about some sort of promotion vibes, or that something is kind of being orchestrated right now that you are being considered for, and you'll be given the option as to whether you want to choose it or not. I mean, I definitely see here a lot that the Death card, something is changing here for you. It's a big transition period at the end of the year, but it leaves you on a high, is what I'm seeing there. This is literally the door to more for you. I feel like you worked really hard for this, but it requires you being very methodical, okay? Especially since your Temperance energy is very patient. You know, it's harmonious, keeping things in balance, making sure that you're on top of every single thing that you do, and taking a very organized approach. You're owning your time, and I definitely see here that you're taking control of things. It literally says here, take control of your life and practice moderation. By staying in balance, you will resolve any current conflicts or issues and begin a new chapter in your life. I mean, the new chapter for a lot of you can be literally the new year, right? 2026 is nearly upon us. I can't believe I'm saying that already, but as I said that, 1111 has popped up. Now you are, I think, the second sign that this has popped up for. 1111, this is something you're going to see a lot everywhere you go over the next coming weeks. This is a soul path number. If you have Taurian placements, this could be relevant more than if you don't, but it did come up for a Taurus reading earlier, but I would definitely say that it's very relevant to you right now to indicate there is an increase in abundance. For some of you, this could be a little bit more money coming on in, but if you work for a company where they give benefits or bonuses, I definitely see here you're aligned with that, okay? But let's be a little bit more practical, because the Temperance card energy indicates that you've been waiting a long time for some measure of success or some indication that you're on target. If you can see there are two beautiful storks. Now they watch, they wait, and then they strike when the moment is right, when it comes to opportunity. So I feel like there is this energy where you are patiently waiting for the right moment to action something. For some of you, it could be that you're leaving a position. You may have been waiting something out and now you're on to the next. But because the Temperance card is there, for some of you, it doesn't have to be that you're leaving something. It can be that you're starting something. It can be that you're doing something already, but you're starting something new. And it can be that you're blending those aspects or projects or skill sets in order to complement each other. So I feel a lot of you, there could be like a launch of a new product or service, whatever it is that you do if you work for yourself, or it could be that if you work for a company, there could be a new department or a new project, new client, or someone or something that is being offered to you that is very exciting and new, and it complements what you do already. It's going to be a little bit more work. Don't get me wrong. I definitely see a little bit more responsibility there because the Empress is there for you, but I feel it yields better results, better money, better opportunities for you to grow in whatever it is that you're doing right now. Now, the World card in the resistance position, a lot of your projects are ongoing. You're going to be looking at expiry dates as well on contracts, personal contracts. These don't have to be connected to your work because, of course, this is a career and money reading. So you may be looking at service providers or looking at things that you utilize in your home that have an expiry date or coming to the end of their term. You may be looking at renewing. A lot of you may actually end some sort of insurance or contract with some company because you found a better opportunity elsewhere, something that's a little bit more independent or up and coming, that are, equally knowledgeable about what it is that you require from them, but they're not charging over the odds for the service, for example. So a lot of you could find better deals elsewhere. The World card normally means you are focused on your goals. You are very productive. I feel a lot of you are trying to get everything done right now so that you can have a break. Of course, it is birthday season, my beautiful Sagittarians. I hope you have an incredible birthday, no matter when it is. Of course, this reading is for the end of November. So when you're probably listening to this reading, it won't be your birthday season. We'll be about to step into it. So I do hope you all have a magical time indeed regarding your birthday season. For some of you, you're actually going to get a very nice surprise gift through your working environment. Now, this could be through a client or your boss, if you have a boss, or it could be, a customer, or it could just be like a token of appreciation in some way. But I definitely see something coming through there for you. But this next coming weeks and months, as you close out the year, it's all about your sense of purpose. The World card is you having that final push to blend all your skill sets before you actually close out the year and get your projects completed to a high degree. And I definitely see that you're on top of that. But it says here, you must find your purpose to accomplish it. There is no guarantee for success, but the experience you gain will have the potential to fulfill your desires. Now, I feel a lot of you, because this is in the resistance position, that's ticking on in the background. It's like there's no guarantee for success. You're doing something, you're working towards it, you're not sure how it's going to go. However, I can see with your outcome cards that actually there is success at the end of that. A rare opportunity is coming in for you. As you can see, we've got a rainbow there. Rainbows are rare, and it requires certain ingredients that you are blending right now. Blood, sweat, and tears. You've been working really hard, showing up for yourself, and the star and the Empress indicates that you reach your full potential on something, or you're offered something that is a wish that is going to be very fruitful in your future. All that hard work is going to pay off. You're nourishing something right now. A lot of you, this could be a new idea that complements what you do already, and you may be uncertain about launching this or getting it off the ground in some way, but it's going to take you to the next level. There's a lot of success surrounding this. So even though this card says there's no guarantee, it's actually in the resistance position. I would say a lot of you, there kind of is a bit of a guarantee here, because you're making, a lot of efforts towards what you're working towards. You're establishing yourself as someone who's very gifted, very talented, very productive. You are someone who's always on the go. And a lot of you, if you work for a company, it could be that you're just biding your time until you've got all the qualifications, certifications, the know-how, and the connections to set up your own practice, whatever it is that you do. Or you could be actually utilizing a role of something that you do right now that brings in money, that is like a springboard to do something that is more your dream. Okay, so you could be literally funding your, hopes and dreams right now by doing something else that perhaps you don't love doing, but you're just biding your time because that temperance energy is there. And I feel a lot of you could get a measure of a sudden change going on where your dreams and your goals are more tangible. So if, for example, you are working in a job where you're getting the money and it's nice to be in a role where you're getting some finances, you're squirreling those away, but your dream is to do something totally different. Suddenly the universe is sending you a breakthrough to do something that's totally different, that's more in alignment with your hopes and your dreams. And you've got some sort of cash flow or some sort of foundation behind you to go off and explore this, because your 12th house, which is influencing you, is all about your hopes and dreams and your wishes, and the universe kind of orchestrating things behind the scenes, otherworldly forces, making it possible for you to move towards your goals ever closer. So I feel like although you're working really hard, you're bringing your A game because this is a Sagittarius card, I feel like there are other forces that you cannot see right now that are also helping you make these changes. Now, again, the Death card energy indicates a lot of you are looking at completing your tasks in order to have a break. For some of you, this will be for your birthday season, even if it's a staycation, even if you're like taking one day off to poodle around the home and just be with your thoughts or do something exciting, adventurous. Whatever it is, I definitely see here, you know, you're working hard towards it and you earned it is what I'm seeing there. But I feel a lot more of you want to develop over the next coming weeks and months there. So you may be starting new courses of learning, or you may be just interested in building on your skill set and nourishing your knowledge. But it says here to move forward, develop a new perspective of the world. You've got the World card there. So some of you, you know, there's two energies coming out. One can be that economically things are challenging right now and you're aware that the world economically is struggling. And this is a period where, you know, and I don't know much about this, but you hear a lot of these millionaires saying when the world economy is struggling, this is where you can make a lot of money. Now, I don't know how to do that. Of course, I'm not knowledgeable on that, but some of you may be learning about that at this time, whether it's through real estate, whether it's through leveraging debt or, you know, investment tools to open yourself up to building wealth. A lot of you may be changing the way that you look at money or look at wealth or debt or tools to help you, you know, compound your wealth or make more money or set yourself up to be more financially abundant, because the Empress card is all about abundance, prosperity. And I feel like you are nourishing, you know, not just your career, but, you know, if you have a house or real estate that you're going into, for example, you could be actually protecting your wealth against economical conditions is what I'm seeing here. Some of you may be just interested in this at this moment in time. Others maybe not so. Depends on the stage that you're at in your life, but it's definitely something that you will think about in your future. And I feel a lot of you could be structuring generational wealth structures right now, thinking about retirement, because the Death card energy can be that, you know, you're looking at the end of a cycle. So you're looking at retirement periods, 401ks. As we close out any year, it's just natural for us all to look at how far we've come, what we've done, how we've made an impact, what things worked, what didn't work. I feel a lot of you could also be breaking through any bad habits or procrastination. I mean, you're working really hard, my beautiful Sagittarius, so I can't imagine there's any procrastination here. But I feel like you're digging for something more. You want something different. But if you are retiring during this period, I feel with the Empress energy, this is time to give back to yourself, do a lot of healing, nourishing your body, you know, focusing on your sense of purpose, being more creative, and really like leaning into self-care rituals and travel and just, you know, giving back to your wonderful self. It's time, okay? Spending time with family as well, very important, or those that you consider your soul tribe. So what else do we have here? The Hermit. A lot of you are going to go off and do so many things by yourself as well. But with the Death card, I feel this is an energy. It says here, the past is behind you and the rest of your life is still ahead of you. So this is totally relevant if you are retiring right now. I feel there's no reason to worry about your retirement funds. Okay, I feel like you're very savvy about your finances. You're very measured and balanced in your approach to your financial strategy. And I feel like you got this. So relax and breathe and just lean into it and enjoy. This is your time. And there's so much excitement and adventure there. Now, with the World card and the Death card, a lot of you are thinking about leaving a position, or there is a new role opening up that will give you an opportunity to move into a higher ranking position, okay? Because we have the World card there and the Death card. Death card indicates some monumental change. So you could be leaving a position, for some of you with that Hermit energy, to strike out on your own, be your own boss, for example. If that's you, congratulations. You're going to be very successful indeed. You're going to work really hard for it. You know that, but you're going to love every second of it. Yes, there is pressure that goes along with this, but because you care and it's your sense of purpose, you fully make it your own, and it's going to be a monumental success indeed. Thriving is the word my guides are giving me right now. But also for some of you, there could be something here that you do that is blended with others in some way, whether you work for a company or whether you work in a team or you have your own company and there's other people in it. There's something here that you may be thinking about for yourself. A lot of you, I mean, the Hermit energy is to go solo. So it could be that you're deciding to, you know, run with some of your inspirations, new ideas, lots of brainstorming during this time, and launching something that complements what you do already. For some of you, this could be seasonal work as well, because the Temperance card, it can be that two things co-align and blend in order to pay into your bank account, for example. So whether it's second streams of income, side hustles, hobbies, or selling pre-loved goods, whatever it is, I feel a lot of you are finding other streams of income in order to finance your future. And if you're not doing that right now, a lot of you are brainstorming and finding that, okay? The Hermit can indicate a lot of you don't want any distractions at this time because you've got a lot of work on right now. And I feel like you want to complement your finances with alternative projects that could bring in better yield, or maybe just ideas that you're exploring with right now, because the Temperance card can be a very explorative card. So it can be that, you know, you're interested in something, you're not sure how it's going to go, but you're going to just try it out. So there could be some sort of trial period. If you work for yourself, it could be that you're trial running something, or you are soft launching something at this time before you start closing out the year. This could be a very seasonal and savvy move for you, because financially there is a lot of abundance there, but also a lot of freedom. For some of you, it could be that also you're thinking of ways to work in a way where you become nomadic, because the World card, some of you just maybe thinking about working overseas, or just being more nomadic, or working in an industry where it's connected to travel for some of you there. But also there could be some sort of merge going on with an overseas company. If you work for a company and you may be a little bit unsure about this, there's big changes going on, and there may be one person who's been in the company for a long time who leaves, and that actually removes a gatekeeper. So therefore, more opportunity becomes available to you and your skill set. So it's actually very positive. But if you work for yourself, this could be you thinking about migrating your business overseas, or having some sort of overseas reach there, or something you do goes global, because the World card is like you have access to the whole world, especially when the star is there as well. So a lot of you promoting your work, or getting yourself seen, getting yourself out there. And if you're an artist or a performer or writer, or, you know, you're doing something new, because I feel a lot of you are doing a couple of projects. If there's like a manuscript or a book or a screenplay or something that you're doing that you feel is sidelining at the moment, and you just give it a little portion of your time occasionally, this is something that's going to be monumental in your future. A lot of success. It feels like it's setting you up for 2026 and beyond. And a lot of your cards feel like the final push, okay? This is your outcome energy. It says here with the Hermit, when you become aware of your true road, there will be nothing to stand in your way. Life has challenged you, but you are prepared to make the best of your future. And that's exactly it. You have a lot of knowledge. The Hermit can indicate a lot of you feel exhausted right now. You know, you may feel overburdened, overworked, a lack of support right now. And, you know, the Hermit removes themselves from society, or removes themselves from group activity when they feel like they're on the outside looking in, or they just don't fit in some way. And why should you fit when you were born to stand out and shine with that star energy? You're very unique. You do things differently. That's happened for a reason. So I feel like you're not following the herd on something. You could be doing something really radically new that is going to set you apart from other people. So you're going above and beyond. So if you work for a company, I definitely see a promotion. The Empress is always a promotion card that highlights some sort of new role with a higher ranking position and more pay is being opened up for you at this time. And the Hermit can indicate a period of reflection as to whether you want to take it, or whether you want to move into a different sector, or take your career into a different direction. You're going to assess what's available to you as you take things to the next level for next year. And if you work for yourself, a lot of you, it can be that, you know, you are someone who's very knowledgeable about what you do, and you're wondering, can you split it into two? And what I mean by that is you're doing something right now that is doing fairly nicely. It's ticking over. I feel it's very much slow and steady wins the race for a lot of you. But you may be thinking, okay, this one thing's really working for me, and I enjoy it, and it's kind of going well. Can I replicate it? Because when you've got the Temperance card, there's two identical cups that are there. And it's like, okay, I got a vision here, but if I replicated it, it could work twice for me. So if you are someone who's very skillful at art, for example, or catering, or construction, or motorcycle repairing, whatever it is that you do, whether it's like working in a coffee store or whether you're working in a warehouse. It could be like you're doing something that is functional, that works for you right now and is giving you some money there. You could be like, okay, could I write a book on this? Could I write a course on this? Could I teach people? Could I become a mentor on this? Could I double down on what I do already and have two streams of income coming in based on the same source? Because you have that Temperance card, which is a source, and two things flow from that source, creating a clear path towards the sun in the Temperance energy. And the sun, of course, is the most abundant card in the deck. But the Empress energy, it indicates that your future will be abundant, something that you have ongoing right now that you're nurturing. I feel like you're a pro and you are going to continue to grow in your industry. But a lot of you may feel like you lack a bit of knowledge or you want to learn a little bit more. This is just going to help you inform and grow in your industry, remain really relevant and above the competition. I feel like you're someone who's already very knowledgeable, but it can't hurt to learn new things. We are all the eternal student of life, as it were, and it doesn't matter what stage you're at, there's always room for more knowledge there. But I feel like you're utilizing this to grow and expand your wealth. And it says the future will bring healing and respite for your emotional and physical wounds. Your investments will pay off if you carefully tend to them, which you are, because this is a card of carefully tending to all your endeavors right now. And the star is wonderful because this is a time for reward for you, aligning with a wish. A brighter future is ahead of you. It's like your future self will thank you for all the hard work that you're doing right now. And there will be a time where you can relax. A lot of you may even retire earlier than you actually expected because of all the hard work you're doing right now. I know that sounds like you're like, yeah, right. But that's something I'm connecting to right now in your energy field. So it's there for a reason, but the star energy basically means that a lot of new concepts come to you at this time, a lot of brainstorming, new ideas. This indicates that you're getting clarity on the next steps about your direction. And it says the time of your renewal is approaching. So more energy, more flow. It says by being brave enough to choose a riskier road, you will inspire those around you. So you're going above and beyond, doing things differently. You're a maverick. Outside the box thinking right there for you, which means you set yourself apart. So there could be something that you are launching right now or starting, trialing right now, maybe exploring as an idea right now. This is something that is going to be monumentally successful and actually will inspire others. But when you inspire others, it means you have something relevant to say or offer, and people will pay for that, okay? You're not the sort of person who would overcharge. I feel like you value what you have to offer, and I feel like you're very moderate in your pricing. So if you're someone who works for yourself right now, and you find it hard to price your gifts and your skills, the Temperance energy tells me that, you're being like super fair on what you're offering right now. But I also feel that a lot of you may undersell your talents a little bit, and maybe there's a review period over the next coming weeks and months as to how you price yourself. Doesn't mean you're going to overprice, doesn't mean that you're going to be greedy. I don't see any greedy cards here, but I feel sometimes you maybe know your worth when it comes to standing up for yourself or speaking your truth. But when it comes to pricing things, if you're someone who sells goods or, you offer a service, I feel sometimes you just go a little bit below because the moon is there. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Some of you may be reviewing your pricing at this time. You're still going to get attention and success, but I feel like you're going to be a little bit more realistic about pricing and just increase it a little bit there, okay? Now also, if you work in a company, I feel like there's a lot of change going on there. You probably don't need me to tell you that. There could be a lot of people leaving, or for some of you, there's a little bit of redundancy energy going on there in an industry, not in your frequency. I want you to be aware of that. Three of Pentacles indicates people talking about what you do. They really love your skill set. You're an asset, and they raise you up. But there could be some people leaving at this time of year. I also feel a lot of you, there could be some people out, either on a vacation or taking some early time off there. And with the moon, a lot of you could be taking on some extra responsibilities that you didn't see coming. Let's put it that way. So actually what it does is it shows that you can do it all. It shows that you're really great at learning new things and kind of like filtering things out quite quickly. So even though a person is suddenly absent, you could fill their role or their position, and it feels like people are talking about this. Higher ranking positions are talking about your skill set, and they really love what you're about. So I feel like they want to elevate you or raise you up. Also, if you work for yourself, I feel that whatever it is that you do, you can't see it, but a lot of people are talking about your gifts, your skill set, and I feel like you're going to have a lot more traction, a lot more interest. It's going to pick up over the next coming weeks there. Yes, there's a Six of Swords and a Four of Swords. A lot of you are like, I need a rest. I just need a break. So a lot of you are working really hard to get everything completed before you take that vacation there. Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. It's hard. Whatever it is that you're doing is hard, but it sets you up for financial freedom, paying down debt if you have debt, leveraging debt as a financial strategy tool if you're a fae with that. Of course, I don't know anything about that, but a lot of you could be looking into that at this time. But I feel here that for some of you, there is this energy of like, it's hard to do what you do. And sometimes it feels uncertain. And sometimes it feels like it's never ending. Like you're always on the go. You're always working. But I feel like you're going to be completing a lot of tasks and you're going to feel like it's worth it, because the Nine of Pentacles is the equivalent really of the Empress energy, which is abundance, being able to save more than you spend. You're staying on top of your savings plans. So you may be portioning off money to make sure that, you know, if you are buying large purchases at this time or gifting at this time, that you retain a lot of money for yourself and you are finding better deals. You know, the Nine of Pentacles, she's giving out Three Pentacles and says, okay, I'm free to spend this, but I'm keeping this for myself. And a lot of you, this could also be about your energy. It's like, yeah, okay, you're giving me a lot of extra work, or there is a lot of extra work on there, but you also value yourself in the working environment. There's a lot of stress and pressure with that Nine of Wands there, but I feel like you want to focus more on mindfulness or improving your focus through, you know, being a little bit more mindful about your health and safety in the working environment, or making sure that you manage stress levels, okay? I feel like you're going the distance, and sometimes the pressure comes from your high expectations, which is wonderful, but at the same time, breathe. What is meant for you will never pass you by. And sometimes we feel that level of pressure or that overwhelming energy because we care about our goals, our dreams, and where we want to take things to next, okay? Now, the Moon is also a card of duality. So, as I mentioned earlier, there's this energy of something that is consistent, something you're committed to. That's the dog energy on this card, okay? Now, the dog energy is something that you are loyal to, that you show up for consistently. It's like a routine or a habit or something that you're dedicated to, that you know where you're at with, okay? But the wolf is very independent. Could be that you're going off and doing something on your own, as I said, or perhaps this is like a side hustle or a seasonal role there, or it's something that is spontaneous or even temporary for some of you, because the wolf goes off, explores, comes back, very explorative energy. So you could be hunting down alternative options, or you could be taking seasonal work or even seasonal contracts. Or if you're actually a contractor, it could be that you're offered something that is ongoing based from a seasonal contract. They love what you're about, they love what you do, and they actually want to hire you long term. And this will be something that's consistent, but also it will give you the freedom to also take on other work. Because I see whoever you are, you know, whatever you do, I just see this energy of you committed to something that is going to work really well. And it's something that you put a lot of your energy into, but there's something else that kind of like you dip in and out of that's going to be very financially freeing for you. And I feel like you may be exploring this path right now, or, you know, there is energy of it being connected to your goals and dreams, and it helps you kind of reach a financial position that you want to get to even quicker than before. The Moon energy often is a very cautious energy. You're very intuitive, very instinctive. You're following your hunches in your industry, but you also have the talent and the skill set to back it up. And also the moon indicates something being orchestrated behind the scenes. You know, an opportunity suddenly becoming available to you. With that Nine of Pentacles, because you have the World card energy, for some of you, this could be a tax rebate if it's the end of year accounts that you're doing right now, or it could be something from your past comes in and, you know, lines your financial account. Suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that came in. That's amazing. So if you work in an industry where you get residuals or royalties on something, I definitely see an extra amount coming on in there for you. But the Nine of Pentacles indicates you're focused on your projects. No matter what you do, you know, you're clearing down workloads at this time. I feel like you're getting a lot done. And you're leaving yourself with only a little left to do as you close out December, and it's just freeing up for you. I feel the pace actually becomes nicer for you there as well. And the Nine of Pentacles is an energy of self-reliance, self-sufficiency. So a lot of you could be working on your own and, of course, relying on yourself to complete these tasks and responsibilities. But also, I feel a lot of you could double back or circle back to work that you've been trying to complete from a long time ago that you began. Okay, so you could be like returning to ongoing projects in order to close them down or get them into an organized state there. But Nine of Pentacles indicates richness. Okay, it means that financially that you're going to be prouder of yourself, that you manage to save a little bit more money. A lot of you may invest this money into learning, into education, higher education, in order to expand your reach. This is a card of financial security. This is your aim at this time. And a lot of you, if you're not working for yourself, I definitely see that you would be an incredible leader, okay, of your own company. So a lot of you could be investing in yourself there. Also, I see a lot of you treating yourself for your birthday season and taking yourself out maybe on a birthday date there or doing something for you. But I feel a lot of you are taking stock of, you know, a situation that you find yourself in right now, figuring things out, how to deal with the next steps, calculating the month ahead, scheduling your tasks, and, you know, refining your goals to get ahead of yourself, but also to stay on top of your bills, your debt, taking down debt. A lot of you may portion off a certain amount of money to free yourself up from this. But I feel a lot of you are going to be financially savvy about how you leverage that debt to make sure that the money compounds or works for you. And I feel if you've been feeling a little bit stuck with ideas, or you've been stuck and felt like you're not moving forward, I feel a brainstorming period is in front of you where you have a major breakthrough and you're being guided to this new opportunity that's coming your way. So whether you work for yourself or for a company, I definitely see that there is some guidance towards something that was hard won, but is going to be so rewarding. You've got double 9 here. Now, for those of you who are currently out of work, if you're looking for an opportunity, if you're like feeling very uncertain, you may have toyed with the idea of being your own boss, setting something up independently there. It's really going to be hard work. You know that already, but it's going to set you apart. And people will be interested as soon as you reveal it. A lot of you are working off-grid right now or under the radar, and when things are ready to release or ready to reveal, that's when things really take off for you. And I feel like you are so close to your goal there. 9 of Wands energy indicates that you're protecting what you have already, but also you're very vigilant, trying to find new opportunities. And as you can see, all those wands that are behind this person, this can indicate that you've been through a lot of stuff and you've had a lot of wins, but you never really celebrate them. You're always on to the next, on to the next. This next opportunity that's coming in for you is rare and special. You will celebrate this one for sure. Okay, that's something I see there. There could even be a collaboration going on here as well for you. But 6 of Swords indicates you're protected. So if you are currently out of a job and you're looking for a role, I feel like you're going to go for an interview and, you know, yes, you've toyed with the idea of being your own boss, and I feel it will definitely start making a lot of financial yield for you, but there's also something that's more long-term that is sustainable for the time being, because I feel like your independent venture really takes off and you have then no need to have an alternative source to complement to work for like another company. But in the meantime, I feel a lot of you do, you know, work for a company or go for an interview. It's going to be a challenging interview. I hate to give you that message, but it is. You've got a 9 of Wands there and a 3 of Pentacles. be a little bit mindful. Someone is going to make an off-the-cuff comment in this interview, okay? And they're almost like pushing your buttons to see how you deal with this. It's a test for sure, because you've got the card of passing the test, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which means you're very professional, you hold your own, you know what you have to offer, and you're valuing that, and you're like not stooping to their level to be triggered by their comment. I feel like they may say something about either what you used to do or what you did or who you worked for or worked with or something on your resume, and they say something negative about it. And you may feel, excuse me, how dare you say that? But the way that you conduct yourself, you still say the same thing. But you're like, you know what? I'm really proud of experiencing that, because it means I can experience the highs and the lows of the industry that I'm in. And every experience informs my path. It enriches me on my journey. I never judge a situation, because at the end of the day, all situations are helping to inform me and my path so that I can grow in an industry, or so that I can actually flourish in an industry. You've always got to take the good with the bad. So if you feel like they're making a negative comment about something, remind them of how it nourishes you and how you rose to the occasion, and that perhaps a lesser individual in their skill set, their knowledge, and their experience, because everyone's growing, we all will reach a certain level that, you know, will help us on our path, but we're not all at the same level. But you may say that a person who's had lesser experience or lesser involvement or lesser skill set would not be able to deal with it. Now, in a roundabout way, you are kind of very diplomatically saying, just because you couldn't deal with it doesn't mean I didn't. Just because you don't see this as a positive, I do. So I feel like the way you conduct yourself in this interview, you pass a test. It's almost like you school this person or put them in their place. And it feels like there's another person in the interview process with them who actually has more clout and is very impressed with the way that you dealt with this person, because there's a little underlying kind of disagreement with these two people. Okay, you don't know anything about that, but just be your wonderful self. You are in the room because you are very talented, very gifted. They love your resume already, but this person's going to nitpick out of one thing, and you just hold your own, and I feel like you win the room. So just be mindful of that. But I do see that there is one role coming up here for you, one that you're like, yeah, this is where I want to be. And it's a challenging interview process, but I feel like you get the opportunity, okay? And you really hold your own, and there is a lot of abundance that's attached to this role as well. You will work with team members, but you're above, so it feels very high ranking, or it feels managerial. You command a lot of respect. A lot of the time you will work on your own is what I'm seeing, but you will connect to others when needs be in this role. So I'm not sure what it is that you do, but I just see that. So if you're looking for a job or an opportunity right now, I see one coming on in. Remember, the interview process will be challenging, but you got this. You pass the test by being your wonderful self, okay? And also valuing your skill set. Now, the Six of Swords, it is in the reverse position, so you have been feeling a little bit stuck in some area or some project there. Things will start moving and improving over the next coming weeks. The flow will be better there for you as well. And I feel there is an energy with this card of stagnancy in the industry that you work in, or in the products that you need or have to utilize for goods or service. So if you're someone who sends things overseas, if you sell your products overseas, there could be some infrastructure problems or some challenges with delivery, delays and things like that. So get things out early if possible. But also on a personal level, if you're purchasing any personal gifts for anybody, get it in early, because again, I see delays. I mean, it's the time of year for it, so I'm not telling you anything new, but I'm seeing it in your energy reading, so it's something I have to mention there. Also, no matter what you do, if you need certain tools, products, in order to keep you ticking over into the new year, I would say get them in early, because again, there will be shipping problems, and there may be a moment where you're like, I can't proceed any further until I get something in. Now, if you work in a company, it could be that you need to wait for someone to do their part of the process before you can do your part. And actually, you're not just there twiddling your thumbs, doing nothing. I feel a lot of you, because the Four of Swords is in the resistance position. These cards are in the resistance position here. It means that you're getting on to other tasks and responsibilities until that person comes through, but you may need to chase something. And a lot of you, when you go to chase this thing, you'll find that that person's out of office, or that they're away for a certain period of time, and you're like very frustrated, but I feel like you find an alternative person who can do with it, and actually you will deal with this person like ongoing later on. It's almost like you sidestep this other person who feels a little bit inconsistent. Someone else takes the reins, and actually they're better to deal with, and they're on top of their game, and everything's smooth. Okay, so I'll leave that there. I'm not sure how it's going to play out in a lot of your lives, but that's what's happening there. Six of Swords could be some relocation. A lot of you, because you've got the movement card with the World, you're trying to work on the go or be more nomadic. Some of you will take a vacation, and you'll probably work on that vacation, or you've got lots of ideas in your mind of how to move forward directionally with your industry. The Four Swords indicates any time alone is going to give you thinking time in order to find clarity. And of course, you do need a break. I definitely see that. There's a need to take care of yourself right now because you've been working at capacity. But these new ideas are going to really set you up for next year, whether it's how you organize what you do or how you be more disciplined with your time. Whatever it is, I feel like this is you ready for action on something that you have an idea on, okay? Now, Four Swords can also indicate that a lot of you, there is an energy that you're trying to not let things stress you out, especially when other people make a mistake or when things don't go as smoothly as possible. You're trying to make sure that you manage your stress levels, because that will affect your cortisol levels. Nine of Wands is a stress card, so just watch out for that, okay? Sometimes I have to stop myself as well. We're all human. We'll have a moment where we're triggered by something that didn't go our way, or it's so frustrating, especially if it's someone else's mistake or error or delay. You know, you can get really irate or worked up about it, but I always try and ask myself, and remember, I'm human. It doesn't always work, but sometimes I'm like, will this matter in 5 years' time? Am I getting worried about something or annoyed by something that really in 5 years I won't even remember? So this is a measure to give back to your body and say, relax. You know what? It's going to work out how it's meant to work out. What will be, will be. And I feel a lot of you, it's going to work in your favor, okay? Now, the Three of Pentacles indicates this is a major planning stage for you. So I would say you're engineering the next steps. You're being inspired. You're consulting your blueprint of what it is that you want. Of course, the Three of Pentacles is an energy of teamwork. So if you do work for a company, this could be everyone, suddenly working together in a more smoother fashion, especially if there's been any office politics or no team support. Suddenly everyone feels a little bit nicer. However, with that Nine of Wands there's always one person who puts a bit of a fly in the ointment. So you could deal with someone who's a little bit challenging this month and tries to put you under pressure, but relax. I feel like you're actually going to, protect yourself from this person's energy. I feel like they're just under pressure and taking it out on you. Now, that's not acceptable, of course, but I feel like you kind of don't allow it to affect your mood in the working environment. Also, I would just say be a little bit mindful of gossip in the working environment. If you are working for a company, or even if you're going to some sort of networking event, if you work for yourself, people know people. And, you can say something diplomatically that would not reflect badly on you, but also it's something that you would still say to that person's face, because I get an energy that if anyone is gossiping around you about somebody else, right, that somebody else is going to get the message. They're going to hear. So either they walk in on it or they hear, and because you're just in the group, you may not even say anything because you're associated in that moment as being in the group that are gossiping. I would just say, just be wary, because this person will take umbrage, and it feels like this person is connected or has the ability to make things difficult for people. So just watch out for that, okay? If there's any negative gossip about anybody, I would say that's your cue to be like, oh, I'm not going to get involved in that, because walls have ears, and I definitely see here bad news or negative gossip circling back to the person it's about, and they are cheesed off. Just going to leave it like that, okay? Now, back to your energy. Three of Pentacles indicates that you're being very savvy with your finances, no matter who you are, what you're doing there. I feel this is you being very clever and weighing up your options about where you invest your money. But also, I feel like you're elevating. This is you being really great at your skill set. As you can see, these two people, they are complimenting this person on their workmanship. So it indicates that people are going to talk about what you're doing, you're being noticed in your industry, and you're being elevated. You're literally the architect of your dreams, and you're going to start to see things become tangible. So all that effort you're making, you're starting to see it take shape before your very eyes, and you're going to take pride in what you're doing because you did this. You know, you are growing in your industry. A lot of you are learning more about your skill set to remain relevant, and you're building something for your future that you're going to be truly happy about. But whatever it is that you're doing, whether you work for yourself or you work for a company, people are talking about you in a really positive way, okay? And some of that positive energy, they may actually be saying, oh, you know, they're so successful, and they just almost see it as luck. But actually, you know how hard you worked. That Nine of Wands tells me that blood, sweat, and tears is there. You work really hard for what you have right now and all that you are about to achieve. Now, I'm going to pull a quick card on this Nine of Wands there, because the Nine of Wands can indicate you're holding it all together. It's hard. It's the final push before you close out the year there, and you're at capacity. But you may be reevaluating how you work. A change of schedule, change of time, trying to get up earlier, for example. Or for some of you, night work. It just feels like you're trying to cultivate more positive habits and mindsets when it comes to how you work, how you approach your work, the timing, but also cultivate new skills there as well. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? I mean, I feel like you're coming out of a testing period as well. Can you please clarify this Nine of Wands for my beautiful Sagittarians? What do they need to know about this? The Magician. Magician indicates your thoughts are becoming things. It means you have all the resources at your disposal over the coming weeks and months to make magic in your industry. Also, it tells me that you are summoning the powers of your mind to make a difference in your industry. You're very gifted. This is a potent message of your creative skill set, that you have the abilities to make your dreams become a reality, and it's really connected to your 12th house there. So I would say that you have the talent, you have the skills, and you're steering your career in a direction where you will have a lot of power and you can build on whatever it is that you're doing right now. You've got this. You have the intelligence and the skill set, the talent to make things happen. And I would say that for some of you, there could be a collaboration here. Now, collaborations, they can be that you are deciding to be independent, an influencer, for example. You may be partnering up with social media platforms or companies, brand deals in order to get your message out there. There may be some collaboration work going on, or it could be that you're teaming up with people to create something independent at this time that's going to bring a lot of magic to your industry. It may be hard to get off the ground, but it's going to be so worth it there as well. So we have direction and we have recycle. What is old is new again. Yeah, so I feel a lot of you are like circling around to something that you have in motion or started but haven't finished. You'll complete that. But I did say right at the beginning, a lot of your reading, a lot of your energy is all about your direction, where you want to be as a destination point, and that's where you're going to head and end up. We've got resolve and we've got fertile. Okay, so it says here, finding your way, studying. We've also got mentor, career search, many jobs, diverging paths. So diverging paths really connects to the temperance energy. I just feel like there's going to be an opportunity to help you build more wealth, and it complements what you do already. Recycling. Some of you could make money recycling or upcycling things. It says, what is old is new again. Back to work, old job, new angle, refurbish, resale. So if you're out of work, definitely back to work. For some of you, if you've been on maternity leave, you know, I definitely see a lot of you could be back to work, but you may have set something independent up on the side during that period that's going to be very fertile for you. We've got resolve, dedicated to achievement, steady gains, long game, loyalty, effort, and top dog. Definitely promotion vibes here for you that you're working towards. But I do feel with that Three of Pentacles there that you are going to be rewarded for your loyalty. Sometimes people are not. Sometimes it's the loyal people who get passed by, ignored, and, underestimated, but I feel this is your time to thrive. We've also got domain, ruler of your empire, greatness, position of power, large home, respect, and wealth. Definitely things that I see you achieving or working towards and accomplishing. I feel like you're on course for that. If you think about, the dog has shown up there for you, and that means steady commitments, money coming on in, but the elephant removes things from the path and moves forward, so no blockages. And we've got the fertile egg, which means hatching new ideas or something that you're trialing or working out that's going to be very fulfilling indeed. It says hatching new plans, inception, creativity, reborn, source, nest egg, and flourishing. And I definitely see a lot of you, putting money into a nest egg for your future there as well. So let's get the trinket before we close the reading. Thank you so much for it, guys. Angels, can you please guide? Oh, okay. So we have, oh my gosh, that is so unusual. We have 2 trinkets from different sources, okay? 2 light sources. So we've got the star and the sun. Okay, star and the sun. So I'm loving that. The sun is all about abundance, flourishing in your industry, being seen, promoting yourself or your work being seen, being in the spotlight for success. The star is a career wish right there, a brighter future working towards. Yes, it's hard, but you're fully invested and you're making a difference. You will be appreciated. You will be, kind of like having some sort of recognition or some sort of good news regarding your industry as you close out the year. But I also feel like whatever new plans you've got that you're hatching right now or launching or, soft launch or trialing, I definitely see that this is going to be something that is monumentally successful for your future. So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Sagittarians. I hope something resonates. I definitely see the new year is going to pick up really nicely for you. Thank you so much, and love and light.